let's introduce our special guest on the show, the Dark Angel 98. She is an avid Destiny player. She is a streamer and clan founder for Clan Regiis Umbra. She's also a lore buff, Dreaming City expert, and raid Sherpa. And we did find out something else about her in the last couple days. She's also a really big sci-fi fan, and she's been playing Halo since the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, but she also has a really cool job.
Yep. I work for NASA.
You don't hear that every day.
Yeah.
The NASA?
Yes, the NASA. The NASA. That's where I work. I'm a theoretical astrophysicist there. And what I do is I model exoplanets, which are planets orbiting other stars, and look at their climate and habitability. That's mainly what I do. Like right now, I'm working on the formation of ice along the equator of some planets if it has a really large tilt. So I'm going to do some science jargon a little tiny bit here. Okay, so with my research, what I do is I look at the obliquity, which is the tilt of the planet, and Earth has an obliquity of about 23.5 degrees. Mm-hmm. That gives us our seasons. The more tilt, the higher your tilt, the more extreme your seasons. So what I look at is planets that are tilted all the way on their side. Basically take Earth, put it on its side, and then I watch what happens. Crazy stuff happens.
Catastrophic stuff happens, probably.
Yeah. With most cases, the ice from the equator cascades into an ice albedo feedback loop. And basically what that is ice is more reflective than water. Yeah. So that reflects the heat away from the surface, making the planet colder, which means more ice, which means the planet gets colder, which means more ice. Until the whole planet's covered in ice and it looks like a snowball.
Yeah, I can get behind the climate part because I'll let you in on a little secret. I have a degree in meteorology. So
ooh, sweet, yeah.
I know what you're talking about when you talk about
I know what I'm talking about, finally. Most of the people who I explain it to, their eyes kind of glaze over and they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, like, say
that's super cool. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, very cool. And also, you've done scientific research, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I've published 2 papers. I'm working on 2 other papers right now. One of this, with all of those papers I've already published, those are, I'm a co-author, which means I didn't really do all of the research. I just helped a little bit here and a little bit there, and, I helped. I wasn't, doing all of the research. I kind of just helped a little. And that was with looking at, again, climates of exoplanets, with changing their orbit dynamics and whatnot, and seeing how that affects their climate. Mm-hmm. And one of the papers I'm working on right now, one of them is just about the code that I helped develop to run all of this, which is that paper. I've looked at it. It's 80 plus pages.
Oh, wow.
It's not just me, though. It's not just me. It's the whole team.
Right.
Planet. They're phenomenal people. They're so smart.
Very cool.
Yeah, then the other paper I'm working on is about my own personal research that I've about the ice belts. I call them ice belts because instead of them being along the poles, they're along the equator and kind of a belt. So, yeah.
So now I gotta ask, what do you like the most about working for NASA?
Ooh, I like the people there. They're all so nice and so supportive of what I do, because I used to be majoring in astrophysics. That's how I got my job. But with me changing majors, they're like, just keep doing what you're doing. As long as you're happy, we're happy. And I'm like, oh, it's so sweet. They're so nice. I mean, another great thing is I work from home, so I can work in my pajamas.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I get to work from home too.
Yeah. I'm not that far away from the lab. I'm literally 5-10 minutes. But working from home is just so much more convenient. It's I get to be comfy.
You get to be in a relaxed environment.
Yeah.
That and it's cool.
The less you have in travel time, the more you can play Destiny, so it's all the better.
Exactly. Finally, someone who understands.
How'd you land a gig at NASA? Do you just apply?
No,
you go on their website?
Okay.
How does that work?
How does this work? Okay. I'm going to story time. So my first quarter at University of Washington, that's where I'm attending, they had this class called Pre-Major in Astronomy. And how that class works is the first half of the quarter, you learn how to do research, how to code, you read scholarly articles to get like an idea of what's going on in the field. And then at about I'd say about the 1/3 of the way into the quarter, a bunch of professors, graduate students come in and they kind of give a spiel to us about what they're doing. And then we get to pick one of the projects to work on. And the one that I picked was I was working with my colleague and I guess mentor, Russell Dietrich, and he works at VPL. Well, now he's actually in Switzerland doing his postdoc. And that's what you do after you get your PhD. You do this thing called a postdoc where you go to another university and you do research there for them. Yeah, so he's doing stuff on climate. He's a fantastic dude. Super cool. But yeah, so basically I did that for that quarter. And then at the end of the quarter, he was like, do you want to keep working? And I'm like, heck yeah. So I did it for credit for a quarter. And at the end of that quarter, I met with Russell and Rory, he's like the faculty member at VPlanet. He was the designer of all of the code. He like the VPlanet, the code, that's what it's called, VPlanet. That's his like child basically, because he's like the main guy who wrote all of it. So they all sat me down and they're like, we want you to continue working with us, but you can't do it for credit anymore. And I'm like, aw. And they're like, instead we're going to pay you. And I'm like, wait, what? You guys are offering me a job? And they're like, yes, we think you're capable enough and you're a good researcher and all this. And I'm like, oh my God. I've been working there for like over a year now. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super fun. I love it.
Is that like a dream job for you?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it. I mean, I'm getting my degree in creative writing and with a minor in anthropology because my dream right now, I want to get into doing like narrative design for video games because the whole astrophysics major didn't really pan out as I had hoped, which is fine. You know, people change majors all the time. It's fine. But yeah, my dream job would honestly be to work at Bungie in their narrative department and work on their lore.
Isn't it all our dream job to work at
Pretty
Bungie?
much. I think that's pretty much everyone's dream job, to work at Bungie, work on Destiny. Well, I just honestly just want to, like, I just love, like, the story in, like, video games, like Destiny and Anthem. Anthem has a lot of, like, story like that as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know as much about Anthem, because, you know, it technically comes out tomorrow. Technically. But if you had, like, EA access or whatever, you could play it earlier. But I did not. But that's fine.
Have you guys played the VIP beta for
Oh, yeah,
Anthem?
I did. That was pretty fun. I played with all my friends. We did a lot of combos. I was a Colossus. I was tank. It was kind of funny. I just think it's funny whenever I'm the tank person because I'm only like, 5'2". I'm a pretty short person. So me being the big bulky tank is always hilarious. Especially in my friends group because they all know I'm like super short and pretty small. And they're all like, really? You're the tank? And I'm just like, guys, stop. Let me be happy.
You know what? Don't feel bad. I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm like 5'4", so I feel your pain. I'm there. I'm there with you.
Yeah. Everyone is like really tall compared to me, and the amount of short jokes I get, I've heard them all. They need to just.
Yeah, I'm 6'5". I'm about as tall. I'm taller than Cosmo, so it's.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, my boyfriend, he's like 6'3", and I'm just like, I have to wear heels all the time now, don't I? Yep. Okay, that's fine. It works. It's kind of.
Now you say like story in video games. How do you feel about? Did you play Nintendo games at all, like Zelda and everything?
No, I haven't. So I grew up on an Xbox. Like the first game I ever played on Xbox was, try to remember now. I know the first like I remember watching my dad play Halo when I was younger. He had it on his laptop, like his old laptop, and I would sit and watch him play, and my mom would always get mad because she'd be like, she doesn't need to be watching that kind of stuff. But Like
It was interesting, right?
It was
very
interesting. I was just
yeah.
like, what is he doing? What are those things? Who are those? Why are you fighting them?
What is the flood? Why are they
Oh
like?
God, don't the flood. The flood gave me nightmares as a child. I was just like, I don't want the scary zombie things to come eat me. But oh yeah. I've been going through doing a legendary run through of all of the Halo games in the Master Chief Collection, and it's painful. I'm stuck on Halo 2. That's where I've been stuck for a bit. Because, like, when you're doing it co-op, which is what I've been doing, if you die, you restart the checkpoint. And it's really annoying. I didn't know this. And I'm like, well, this is annoying. But I said I would go through all of them. And I'm...
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go back and play through the Master Chief Collection. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, that's what my boyfriend and I were doing. Because we started doing it, and then we stopped because we just got to Halo 2, and we're like, all right, we did it. We beat Halo 1 on Legendary. It only took us like a million years. Because we did it through just normally the first time, and then I'm like, yo, Legendary. He's like, no, we're not doing this. And I'm like, yes, we are. And then he's like, all right, whatever, fine. He's like, but I get to pick the skulls. And I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? I should not have...
You turned them all on.
Pretty much. Well, not all of them. At first, like, we did, like, the first 3 or 4 missions without a HUD.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
I was like, Dominic, honey, can I have my HUD back, please? And so instead we like changed the skulls around a little bit, and we then were doing it with like, I called it 200% more explosions, because the grunts when they die turned into plasma grenades. All grenade explosions were amplified by like 1 million or something absurd amount. There was like lower gravity, so like things flew around like crazy when there were explosions, and when you punch things, they just throw grenades. It was just like grenades. It was terrifying, but hilarious because of the amount of explosions that were just going on. It was
hilarious. Yeah. Halo 3 was the one that I beat all the way through on Legendary.
Ah, yeah.
It was fun.
For me, it was Halo Reach and Halo 5.
Ooh,
Halo 4 and Halo 5.
Love Halo Reach. Halo Reach is fun. We also were doing that. Oh yeah, we took a break. That's why we took a break from Halo 2. We were doing Halo Reach because we wanted to because we got stuck on that first mission for quite some time.
Yeah, I would say Halo Reach is probably my favorite Halo game because Halo Reach got me into Halo, and that's how I learned about the previous games, and
Ooh, nice.
I really loved it, and that's actually the game that got me into PvP also. Isn't that right, Shadow Price?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So we've had an awesome history with the Destiny franchise, and that leads me to ask, how did you get started playing Destiny?
Ooh, how did I start playing Destiny? I remember because I had like watched all the trailers, and I was like really looking into Destiny like before it even came out. I played the beta when it came out, and I was hooked. I was already just like, give me this game, give it to me now. I want to play it. I made a hunter. I'm a very self-centered person, but I always make my first character in a game, if you can like make it like customize it, I always make it look like myself because I'm a narcissist. Just kidding. But I made a human hunter, and then I made an awoken warlock. I still have the hunter and the warlock to this day. I deleted my Titan I think about 5 times because I made an awoken, and I was like, I don't want an awoken. And then I made a human, and I'm like, no, I don't like her hair.
Was that on Xbox?
Yeah, this is all on Xbox. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back in Destiny 1, I deleted quite a few characters. It was a lot more difficult to get your raid armor and to get the Gallarhorns, so you had to really grind.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of Gallarhorn, I never got Gallarhorn until Xur sold it. And I did the raids every week. There were some of my friends who had like 20 Gallarhorns, and I'm just like...
That was a whole year, because he sold it either right before the Taken King or right...
He sold it at the, like, week 2 of
the Taken King, right?
Of the game. No, he's in the, beginning of the game, he sold it. Mm-hmm. And then he didn't sell it until like way later.
Yeah, it was 1 year later, I believe. It was either right before the Taken King or right after. I think it was before. That's right. Yeah, it was before the Taken King because they nerfed it. They nerfed it right when the Taken King.
Yeah, I got it then, and I was just like, and some people were like, "Oh, you didn't earn it. You bought it from Zur," and I'm like,
"He's earned it."
I'm like, okay, that's fine, you know. Just
no,
whatever.
You earned it. Through your.
You know what? You earned it through your patience and perseverance and sticking with it. Because
patience and time? Yes, patience and time.
Do you know how difficult it was to get into a raid group without a Gallarhorn? I mean, I don't know how you got to the Taken King without that thing. Honestly.
Let me ask you: did he have a one-way ticket? Was it a one-way ticket?
Pretty much. It was just like it was pretty annoying because, like, I mean, luckily I had a lot of friends who had Gallarhorn, so I would just be like, they'd be like, "Oh, we need one more. Let's bring Dark Angel on. She's cool."
Or Hunger Crota. That was baby Gallarhorn.
Yeah, that's what I used. I used baby Gallarhorn.
Yeah, I did too until I got it.
Until I got it. Yeah, one of my friends, he like literally was like, made a bet with someone, and he's like, "If I lose, I'll dismantle my Gallarhorn." And they were like, "No, you won't." And he's like, "Yes, I will. I'll do it." But the guy didn't know that he has like 20 Gallarhorns, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because I mean, before collections, if you dismantled it, land one,
it's gone.
You were screwed. Yeah, it was gone. Exactly.
So now I gotta ask: did you play through Destiny throughout the entire duration of the game, or did you take breaks in between?
No, not really. I kind of just played it religiously, I guess you could say. I wouldn't say. I mean, yeah, I played it pretty consistently. Played it with my group of friends, and then my group of friends, we formed Regiis Umbra, and then they like eventually left Destiny. They got tired of it, and I'm like, this is fine. I'm still here. But then when Destiny 2 came out, my friends came back. I'm like, about time you guys showed up. But yeah, they came back, and now we're a clan of like 50 plus people. We have Discord. We're branching out to Warframe and Anthem. It's crazy.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
Yeah, we tried to take a break from Destiny when we switched from Xbox to PlayStation. I will never forget it. We went over to GameStop, picked up Borderlands, the Handsome Collection. 2 days later, I was back at GameStop buying Destiny for PlayStation because we missed it. So it really lasted like 2 days, and we've been playing ever since.
Wow,
2 whole days.
That's such a long break.
Yeah, the plan was to take like a couple weeks, but yeah, it didn't last.
Didn't work. Yeah.
We knew we had to grind on PlayStation. We knew we wanted all that stuff. We wanted all the stuff.
Yeah, because yeah, I feel like cross save should be a thing.
I agree.
Cross play, I mean, between Xbox and PlayStation, yes. Between PC, no, because PC has 60 FPS and keyboard and mouse is.
Yeah, unless you're Korn's case and he's got 144 FPS. So.
Yes, I do. I do play in 144.
But yeah, I don't think that would be a really fair, especially in PvP. I don't think that would be really fair.
No, I agree with you. Cross save is definitely like something I'm an advocate of.
Because like if you went from Xbox or PlayStation to PC, your Guardian's a noob. They're going to be like, what's the darkness? What's taken? What's that thing? And the ghost treats you like you're 5. And I mean, like, I knew some people who, like, they did the switch and they're just like, why is my ghost treating me dumb? I feel like there should have been, like, a veteran, like, click a box. Are you a veteran player? Click.
Dinklebot or Nolanbot?
Ooh, it's a tough one. I mean, Nolanbot has grown on me. I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, this is weird. But, like, don't get me wrong. Dinklebot, he tried. But he sounded...
I love Dinklebot. I loved Dinklebot so much.
Yeah,
I thought his voice was robotic, but it was perfect for the ghost. It was perfect.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Nolanbot.
Yeah.
I mean, I've also met Nolan North a few times. He's a very nice dude. Very nice dude.
That's really, really, really cool.
Oh yeah, I go to Comic-Con and PAX.
Yeah,
whenever it's around.
we went to PAX
So-
East last year. We're
Ooh,
going.
past East.
We're going again
Nice.
this year. Ain't that right,
Sweet.
Corey?
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get a chance to go to Guardian Con this year as well. So that would be really, really awesome.
That's super awesome. Yeah, I'd love to go, but it's like on the other side of the country. Isn't Guardian Con in Florida?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm in Seattle. So
Right next door to Bungie. That's
Oh, you're
awesome.
in-
yeah, I am.
You're-
I actually like right next door to Bungie. I can
You're in
take
the
a bus.
motherland.
I'm in the motherland. Yes, I can take like a bus or drive to Bungie, and I can be there in like half an hour.
Oh my
15.
god. What are you doing out here? You should be
I
going
don't
out there
know.
right now. Have you
Gotta
been
go,
to
bye. No, I'm just
Bungie?
kidding. No, I have not. One of my friends has. I want to go to Bungie. I want to kind of go there and take a picture and be like, look, guys. But I'll do it some other time. When I'm not super busy with school and work and streaming. It's a very full schedule. Ay.
I can only imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So what games did you play before you started playing Destiny?
Ooh. Halo Reach. Played a lot of Halo.
Same.
I liked Halo. I'm trying to think of any other games. I'm like, honestly, I don't remember video games before Destiny. This is bad. I have a serious problem. Oh yeah, I played Halo Reach. I played Portal and Portal 2 with my little brother a lot. That was annoying because he'd be like, "No, we got to do this," and I'm like, "No, Sawyer, I'm sorry. You're wrong. You don't do this. Clearly, you do this." And then we both would be wrong. It's a puzzle game. I like it, but I don't know. It's not for everyone.
What game was that?
Portal.
Oh, Portal. Oh, yeah. I beat Portal. Portal was fun.
Yeah. Portal and Portal 2. Me and my brother would play that all the time. We were kind of funny. It was always really funny. We would do like really stupid stuff, and we do like all of the like rock paper scissors and all the silly emotes you could do, and it was fun. He's more into like puzzle kind of games, and I'm more into first person shooters. Oh yeah, the Lara Croft video games. I played those too.
Have you played the new Shadow of Tomb Raider?
Ooh, I'm actually like almost done with it. I think.
Very cool.
I'm not sure. I played it and then I took a break because I got it for Christmas along with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that is phenomenal. Like, wow. Like, the graphics are so pretty. Like, when you're on your boat and you're just cruising, it's just like, wow.
I'm looking forward to playing that game. I got that on PC. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to check it out soon.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I play a variety of different games. Most of them are, like, first-person shooters are, like, my favorite. It's not because I grew up playing Halo.
Have you ever played
why.
Call of Duty series?
Oh, no. Sadly, I did not. I didn't really play Call of Duty. A lot of my friends are like, what? And I'm just like, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
Titanfall. I also love Titanfall. Titanfall was
I heard Titanfall 2 story is great.
It's phenomenal because there's a... Do you want me to spoil it?
Only if you want to.
I mean, okay. There's a part where you get this device that allows you to travel in time, and you're going through this, like, abandoned building, and you pop in and out of, like, real time, and then a few years ago when it was all clean, and there's soldiers there, and you can pop in and out and be like, I'm here, and then kill one guy, and then pop back to regular time, run somewhere else, pop back into the past, and then the guy will be like, wait, where did he go? And it was so crazy, doing that, popping in and like back in regular time, just doing that while killing guys and parkouring and
So there's
everything.
time
It was
travel in the game?
in like the later missions, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Cool.
crazy. I thought this, because going from Titanfall 1 where there wasn't really a story to Titanfall 2 where there's a story and a campaign, and it was really good, man. I like it. I love Titanfall.
Nice.
I'm not a big fan of Apex Legends, though. I've tried it once, one whole time. I wasn't very good at it. I played with my friend and cousin Archer G-Man. He's also in my clan. He's one of the admins. But anyways, yeah, we played it as a group. Me, him, and Glowstick. We all played as a group, and we all did really, really bad. And we're just like, yeah, this game isn't really for us. Let's stick with Destiny. So we went back to Destiny and did strikes and nightfalls and all of that fun stuff.
Pretty cool. And the other night, you were actually playing Warframe, weren't you?
Oh yeah. I've been getting into Warframe.
Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Warframe is pretty fun. I'm like in Octavia. I can like literally make music and destroy my enemies with the power of my like sweet, awesome music. And there's actually like you can actually custom like make your own music that it plays. And I found Destiny music, so that's what I'm rocking.
While you're playing Warframe?
While I'm playing Warframe, like it's called I forgot what it's called. But like the musical instrument that you play to like do damage to guys, you can set the music to be whatever you want. Like you have to like actually put it in game, like the notes and stuff. So it's kind of tedious. But I do that, and I put the Destiny theme. And I thought that was kind of funny because like for some very strange reason, Warframe and Anthem and Destiny, their communities, they all hate each other. I don't understand why. They're all different games. Why can't we all be friends, guys?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
It's like the console wars, but like for looting shooter type games.
I get it. Warframe was before Destiny, but it's.
Yeah, definitely.
But Borderlands was before both of them, so.
Exactly. So it's just like, come on.
Yeah. I tried Warframe a couple times. I tried it on my Nintendo Switch, and it's
forgot that
okay.
it's on Switch.
Yeah,
It's on Switch. Yeah. It actually plays pretty decent on Switch, too, believe it or not.
Speaking of the Switch, quick shout out to Regiis Umbra, who retired as president of Nintendo of America today. So it's a big day in video games.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was going to
wow,
mention
yeah.
that earlier. Yeah, Reggie was president for 15 years almost. So, yeah.
Yes, much
wow.
respect to him, and
Yeah.
best of luck. Best of luck in your future. And thank you for everything you've done for us as gamers. And I'm a really huge Nintendo fan, so I've been following Reggie and Nintendo for a really long time, since I was little.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I grew up a Nintendo gamer, so definitely he will be missed.
Indeed. So I have to ask,
All right.
what aspects of the Destiny lore do you like the most, and why?
Ooh. My favorite is probably the Book of Sorrows. Those were my favorite thing to read. Like I have the physical grimoire volume 1 because volume 2 is coming out soon. And the pictures in that are phenomenal. It's because it's so interesting because you get like all this backstory to the Hive and the reason they're like the reason they are the way they are, the reason they have the worms, the reason it adds a lot of insight, and I almost feel kind of bad for Oryx a little bit because like
They were kind of manipulated a little bit.
a little, yeah, they were manipulated by the worms because the worms are like, we can give you immortality and power. And then Oryx is like, yeah, sounds great. And then at the end of it, he's just like, was this worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also with some of the lore, I think it was the lore that we get this week from Truth to Power. You get to learn a little bit about Savathun's plan and what she's doing. I'm very intrigued.
The lore that you got this week, actually?
For Truth to Power, yeah.
Wow.
We're going to talk all about that. We're actually going to be doing an entire segment about that at the very end, Truth to Power.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes,
very
Truth to
excited
Power
to
is
talk
my
about
favorite.
that. That's going to be really
Yes.
exciting. This is why I'm so excited about doing this episode, because in my opinion, the Dreaming City lore is the most fascinating. Learning about the Awoken and their history and how they
Definitely,
came about.
yeah.
Especially Mara Sov, like where'd she go? Damn, like I want to know.
She's probably the most powerful, one of the most powerful figures in all of Destiny, is Marasov.
Probably, yes. Definitely.
Hey, man, Marasov bows down to no one, right?
Literally, yeah. That was her parting words to us. Bow to no one. And I'm just like, okay, I'll take your advice.
That's her catchphrase.
That's her catchphrase, yeah. She's just like, bow to no one. And I'm like, okie dokie.
Yeah, and that Grimoire anthology, it was so good. Literally, I picked it up, I started reading it. It took me less than 24 hours. I read through the entire book. It was so fascinating, and the art inside is so cool. And it's very eye-opening to really experience the story of how all of these characters came about and learn more about them. It was such an awesome read. Highly recommend it if you have not read it already. And Volume 2 is going to be coming out probably in the next couple months, so I'm definitely going to pick that up.
I wonder what the contents are going to be about, because this one was called Dark Mirror, and we learned about the Hive, we learned about Dredge and Yor, and Last Word, and the Shadows of Yor. So I hope, crossing my fingers, that this next Grimoire book is about the Awoken. We'll have the Dreaming City book, the Marasena book, Forsaken Prince, all of these lore books that are already in-game that tell a complete story.
What about some of the battles like Twilight Gap and
that's true. Yeah,
things like that.
They also there's so many things they could talk about. Like, that's why I'm really excited that they're making more than just one volume.
Yeah, it is.
Like, when they said Volume 1, I'm like, so there's going to be a Volume 2 and 3 and all the way to like infinity, because I want all of it. Like, they could do so much. They could do like you were saying, like the Battle of Twilight Gap, Battle of Six Fronts, the Great Disaster. They could just do a whole book on the City Age, and then a whole nother one on the Awoken, and then a whole nother one on Exos and Clovis Bray.
The Golden Age, the Collapse.
And the Golden Age. Yeah, they could do so much. That's what's so great. That's what I love about the Destiny universe and the lore in general, is there's so much.
Yeah, and I think the story in Destiny is probably the most fascinating of any game that I've ever played. I will come out and say that.
Nice.
What if they did a prequel, prequel game, like?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
I would love it.
Yeah, they could do like little, like short, like each an episode would be about the Twilight Gap, an episode would be about the Great Disaster. I mean, that would be interesting and all, but I kind of like the legend kind of feeling that you get from reading about it versus like, playing a game and it's a different feeling from like reading the lore and like hearing the whispers about the Great Disaster and not really like just hearing about it versus like seeing it, like actually like playing it and seeing Crota just take his sword and just call the light out of Guardians and just massacre people. That would be terrifying, honestly. Great Disaster. That I want to see that.
Didn't Oryx carve like something out in the atmosphere or something and brought Vex into the world?
It wasn't Oryx who did that. That was Crota.
That was Crota. Okay.
Yeah, it was in Oryx's Ascendant realm.
Right.
And Crota's older sisters, or not older sisters, Ir, Balak, and Ir Hanuk, I think were their names. Yeah. They were teaching him how to create a throne world. Orc was like, hold on, I'll be right back. Learn from your sisters, just whatever. I'll be right back. He leads and goes communes with the deep, and Savathun and Crota and Oryx's, I keep saying Oryx's sisters, I mean Crota's sisters, kind of were messing around, and he was like, I'm going to be cool and make my own throne world. And he cuts a hole in Oryx's throne, and the Vex come out, and they're like, what is this place? We must understand everything. And that's where Cura comes from. Cura was created to understand Oryx's throne world, which is why Cura is so dangerous.
That's what's so interesting is just so many like connections that
Exactly.
are
Like-
in this game, in this
Like-
lore.
I could like talk about the Book of Sorrows for a good like 10 hours. Not actually 10 hours, but a lot. Because in the Grimoire book, the actual physical book, they have a picture of Kiora in there.
Oh wow.
It looks so much like Panoptes. I'm not even like it's like almost like an archaic version of Panoptes. Like Panoptes is the more refined, pristine version, while Kiora was more like rustic, I guess. And that just got me thinking because right before Kiora got taken, it sent all of its available data to the Vex Collective. It's like, here's everything I could gather. Take it. I'm out. I can't. I'm gonna be taken. You guys need this.
Mhm.
And the fact that Panoptes looks like Kiora has similar, like the arm motions that Panoptes does is almost identical to Oryx.
Wow.
It's
Fascinating.
very fascinating because Kiora was built to mimic Oryx because Oryx was the most powerful thing in. I mean, obviously it's his throne world. Of course, he's going to be the most powerfulest thing. But then all of that info was passed to Panoptes, who then, again, mimics Oryx because Oryx is like. Oryx left a scar on the Vex. Like, when they came up against him, they couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
And that was like the only. Like, they cannot fight paracausal things, which is us, the Hive, and Taken. Which is why in the Infinite Forest you'll never see Taken. Because they can't simulate it.
Wow. I didn't think of that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they can simulate. Hive are like low levels of paracausality, but like the big ones like Crota and like, I guess Hive God-esque kind of level of Hive. Those ones they can't simulate. They're paracausal. Like, Kiora tried to simulate Oryx, and it couldn't. It literally just couldn't comprehend Oryx at all. It's like, does not compute. When it looked at Oryx, it's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Super fast. And like I said, I could talk about Book of Sorrows all day.
Now, I do have to ask, how did you get started as a raid Sherpa, and how did you get started with founding your
With
clan?
the clan?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. I mainly started doing the raid Sherpa or Sherpa-ing raids in D2. I didn't really do that in D1 very much because I was like, because back in D1 I was like more quiet. I was kind of antisocial, but now that I'm in college and I'm an adult now, woo! But I've kind of like come out of my shell, so to speak, and I've had this clan since November of D1, 2014.
Wow.
So
Wow.
right when it came out is when I made the clan for all my friends. None of my friends joined because they already were in other clans, and I'm too stubborn to just leave my clan. I'm like, no, okay, I'll be in this clan of one. And then
Lone
D2
Ranger.
came out, and then D2 was like, clans are going to be more important, and I'm like, okay. So then I got all my friends who came back to Destiny. So like my friend and significant other Dominic, he joined. I met some great people through LFG, like Glowstick. That's a funny story with Glowstick. So how we met him is we were doing the Leviathan raid, just doing it to get our triumphs, or not triumphs because triumphs didn't exist, but the challenges. That's what we were doing. The raid challenges. We were doing the Callous one, and we just kept failing and failing and failing. Like someone would shoot the wrong thing in Void, or someone would die in Throne, or little things here and there. Some people left, but Glowstick, he stayed. He stayed. Mind you, this wasn't his gamer tag at the time. His gamer tag at the time was Hatsune Miku, and then a bunch of numbers. I couldn't pronounce that for the life of me. I was like, what?
Hakuna Matata?
Hakuna Matata? And he was like, no, Hatsune Miku. And I'm like, huh? I just could not pronounce it. It was awful. So embarrassing. But his armor, he was a hunter, and he was wearing, like, I'm talking, like, Callous, Elite, whatever the really, really bright shader is for Callous. He was wearing that. And he was a hunter. it was obnoxiously bright, like blinding. And he said, look, and he was dancing in the dark, and he's like, look, guys, I'm a glow stick. And the name stuck. I called him, all right. I'm like, all right, I cannot pronounce your gamer tag for the life of me, so I'm going to call you glow stick. And he's like, all right, that's cool. So we did it. We got the challenge done. We were all dancing in the tower. And on a whim, I was like, you know what? This Hatsune Miku guy, he's pretty cool. So I invited him to the clan, and he joined, and we're like, glow stick, glow stick, glow stick. And we were all dancing like a bunch of crazy people in the tower. And then for his birthday, I gave him a $10 gift card so he can really become the glow stick. And he's been the glow stick ever since. So we have all these like really fun memories as a clan. And we're going to try and get the Penumbra raid when that comes out. We're going to try and get we're going to try for day one. But I don't know if we're good. I don't know if we're that good. But we're definitely going to try and get the jackets, because Regiis Umbra is Latin for Royal Shadows, and Royal Shadows, Callus, and the Penumbra expansion is going to be about Callus. We think it's kind of fitting that we get the raid jacket for Penumbra.
I just hope they make it interesting, because I know some people like that raid, and I think you said that you liked the Leviathan.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of it. I didn't like that there wasn't hardly any bosses. It was basically
it was more puzzles, I guess.
Yeah, and the environment just was too samey. It felt like a lot of it. And it's just
that's the point. That's the point of Callus. He's very showy. He's like, look at cool stuff. I'm so cool. He's very pompous, and
I just hope they make it interesting. I hope they put some new elements in there that I think they will, though. I think they will.
They probably will. I definitely, because Callus's story is far from done. Because he went to the edge of the universe and stared into the darkness or the void. And the void stared back. That's one of the lines on, I think, the sword. Yeah, the sword is called It Stared Back. But anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, he saw something and it scared him. And so he's trying to get a group, I guess, together to like kind of.
Is that why we're buddies? That's why we're buddies. Yeah, he loves us. We're BFFs.
Yeah, because by the time, because doing the whole Leviathan raid, that was a test to see if we were worthy, if we were good enough for Callus. And by the end of it, that's why when you kill him, spoiler alert, it's a robot. It's not the real Callus.
And there's like thousands of them.
There's many of them too.
There's thousands of them there because he's testing us. And then when you beat Eater of Worlds, at the end you're teleported back in that same spot, and there's less robots, which means we've killed him over and over. I liked that little like showing that there was a passage of time, and that.
Wow.
Yeah, there's quite a few missing actually, and then when we do Spire Stars, there's another Callus robot there that's actually fighting Valkaor, and that was insane.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
very cool.
I think the Leviathan raid was well designed. I will have to agree with Shadow that it didn't have as many boss fights as I would have liked. But I do think the environment looks very cool. It's really cool being able to go into the underbelly and exploring that whole environment. I mean, it's so massive and there's so much going on down there. I really hope in the next expansion, not the next expansion, the expansion after next, they flush out more of the storyline behind it, because I think there's a lot of potential there.
Definitely, yeah. My dream, Bungie, please, make the Leviathan into a patrol area. That would be, for Penumbra, I know that's, pretty ambitious, but I think that would be pretty amazing.
Instead of a dark zone what's that game? Division, you can make it the darkness zone.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But yeah, I think that would be really cool, making the Leviathan a patrol zone, and then similarly with how you have the Fallen in the Tangled Shore being, or Spiders Fallen being your allies, you would have like Callus's elite, or not elites, Callus's legionaries being your buddies there, because the Red Legion still sort of exists. They, in Scourge of the Past, they were the ones trying to take over the Leviathan. That's the whole premise of the raid, is Valkor and the rest of the Red Legion are coming to the Leviathan to take it over, to use it to become awesome again. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was the whole premise. So Red Legion could still be invading there. I mean, whatever happens in Penumbra is gonna happen. So I feel like there could be. We are definitely going back to the Leviathan. I hope.
I'm pretty sure they confirmed that in Penumbra we are going to the Leviathan.
Okay, that's good. Phew.
So
I think from the few still images that we saw.
Oh yeah. I remember now. I remember. Yeah, from
we saw
the viaduct.
Was it the sweeper bot that we saw?
Sweeper
bot. You see the sweeper bot, which is Benedict, which is.
Yep.
I actually have a Funko Pop of Benedict and Callus chilling on my desk right now. It's kind of funny.
You wanna know something funny? I have all of them on my desk now.
I have all of them too. I can only fit so many on my desk.
Oh, I stacked them. I made
you
sure.
stacked them.
They're stacked.
That's smart. Yeah. You're so smart. But yeah, I have Zer, and I have the Crota one. Was such a pain in the butt to get. It was a Target exclusive, and Target exclusives, they're like the worst to get. They just are like the worst. But yeah, I have the Crota one, I have Oryx, I have Zer, I even have the Golden Osiris, not the regular one, the golden one, because I'm fancy.
We got that one from the Bungie store. Yep.
Yeah, Bungie store. Yeah.
Yep. Unfortunately, the Target exclusive one, I had to go to eBay to get it, but
that's what I did too.
I still got mine. Still got it. Yeah. Good times. So, do you have a favorite raid in Destiny? I mean, we've had so many raids by now.
I know. That's a good question. I mean, favorite lore-wise, I think Crota and Oryx, because of the impact they've had, like in the Destiny universe as a whole. Like, we're still feeling like the ripple effects in a sense, because we killed because we killed Crota, Oryx came to the system, and then we killed him, and then because Oryx died, Savathun took up power, and all of this insanity is now happening.
She's going to be saying hi pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say she's going to come and say hi, because she's much more careful than Oryx. Oryx was angry and blind, and he was driven blind by, I mean, even though Oryx, because killing Crota was a huge chunk of his power, because of like they have like the pyramid scheme of like the thralls get some to feed their worm and then give the extra to
tribute.
The acolyte. The tribute. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you. Tribute. Yeah, Crota gave a significant chunk of Oryx's tribute.
Right.
Like, significant. So, he was pretty upset. And in the Book of Sorrows at the end, if his children die, then that's a reflection of his leadership. He's being a bad king, a bad father. So that's why he was really upset.
Now, Savathun, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't she known for her cunning?
Yes.
Right.
She's very cunning. Oryx was known for his curiosity. Savathun is cunning, and Xivu Arath is war, bloodshed, death.
Yeah, Savathun's cunning and trickery.
If we face Xivu Arath, we're gonna die. She's like Thanos, basically. Like, she can literally throw moons at people. That's what she did. She just threw moons at people. It's like, oh my god.
Wow.
Like, if she threw a moon at the last city, gone. Goodbye. All of humanity. Dead. It's just like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that when we do finally go up against Savathun, it's going to take some time to get to her. We're going to have to fight through a lot of her
Generals.
Yes,
leads.
her High Coven is what she calls her. Like Oryx had his court, she has her High Coven of wizards and hive wizards and whatnot. Like, she scares me, honestly. Like, Oryx is scary. We didn't really, like, know he was coming, though, but we know about Savathun, and from the Truth to Power lore, we know enough about... Well, I've read all of it already because it was data mined, and I'm always hungry for lore. Yeah, we are so dead. I mean, it's definitely explained in this week's what her plan is, and we are so dead. We're
Well, she's got us running circles around the Dreaming City like all the time right now because of that
pretty
curse,
much.
You know.
Yeah, but
so.
definitely when we talk about that, that's... Oh, man, we are so dead.
We're going to dive into that.
I've talked to my clanmates about it, and I'm like, guys, we're going to lose. Like, what if we lose? That's the scary thing. Like, we can't afford to lose, not with so much on the line.
Is Savathun the pyramid ships, or is that something?
No.
Okay.
No, well, it's up to debate. No one really knows what the pyramid ships are.
The true darkness.
I'm thinking, so you know how the Traveler is an agent of the light?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the triangle spaceships are
Dark.
that for the darkness.
So they are the true darkness, probably.
I'm thinking they are, because for that to be Savathun, that wouldn't really make a lot of sense, because it was sitting idle, and then when the Traveler shockwave went over it, that's when it woke up. And with Hive, how their worm works, you have to constantly be killing, or else your worm will eat you alive. That's how it works. That's why they have to keep killing everything and fighting.
Maybe the pyramid ships is Zivu Arath then, because like if we're all dead, if we're all gonna die, then that's probably what's gonna kill us.
Probably, maybe, I don't know. Like, that's the thing. I'm very, my assumption or theory, hypothesis is that it's those are the true darkness. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
The Hive, they worship the worms, which are a part of the dark. Well, not the worms aren't a part of the darkness. The worms use darkness to be paracausal and warp reality in that kind of way.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to meet the true, I wouldn't say darkness, but the closest thing to the darkness that we can actually meet. Because the Drifter did actually, after he was rezzed, he went to a planet where there were these creatures that naturally made darkness zones. So there's an actual lore reason behind the darkness zones.
Wow.
And these creatures, they like naturally suppress their light. Like, that's terrifying.
Yeah, that's like Pandora's box right there.
Yeah, and if those kind of creatures exist, like, and they were being observed, like these creatures that they found, they were like in containment things, and they had gotten out and had infested the entire planet. So,
wow.
My thought is maybe those were from the pyramid ships or something, and I'm thinking those creatures that the Drifter found and the pyramid ships might be related.
And that might be Destiny 3, probably.
Maybe. Probably. I'm thinking those triangle spaceships probably going to be the beginning of D3. Triangle spaceships are like, yo, we're back. And the Traveler's like, well, this is a problem.
Yeah.
Because the triangle spaceships were there. That's what caused the collapse, is the triangle spaceships. They were there.
And the Hive believe in simple shapes. Like, there's like
the sword
triangles.
logic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, sword logic. Yep.
Okay.
If you are killed, the more things you kill, the stronger you get. I mean, that's not only their religion, that's literally how their worms work. The more you kill, the stronger you get. It's also kind of ironic, I wouldn't say ironically, but it's kind of funny how that mirrors us, the Guardians, in a sense. You know, we kill things, we get XP, we get strong, we get better weapons. I just think that's kind of a funny thing, how the Hive are so similar to us in that sort of sense.
It's an interesting way to look at it.
And I think Marasav even mentioned something in most recent visit to the Dreaming City, where she talked about the difference between light and darkness is quite thin. So,
yeah, she said that the difference between light and dark is, yeah.
Catch us live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/The Destiny Show. If you like the show, please share with friends, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Destiny content. You can find The Destiny Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, Podbean, and all major podcast platforms. New episodes available Fridays.